All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sammy, I see you there. Good morning. Guys, before we get started, the information we discuss in this video is opinion and should not be construed as advice in any way. We are about to get rolling with the opening bell here. It's good to be with everybody. Nothing changed. Today we're still seeing the same movement that we saw yesterday. Transfer, I see you there. Rashmi, I see you there as well. I hope you guys are enjoying a nice cup of tea or coffee or whatever it is there. Sammy, you'll let me know. Jules, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Jules, am I audible? Sammy, am I audible? Let me know quickly in the chat right there before we get going, yeah? Before we get going. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, guys. Nothing's changed. We're still seeing, the peace talks that are being stalled. The strait, effectively, inverted commas, closed. The US is still blocking the Iranian trade. What this means, as we know, oil then gets to a place where it stays high. We saw a push to the upside. Early this morning, a spike to $100 a barrel. If oil price stays high, inflation is high, rates stay high, risk sentiment becomes very weak. So today we're expecting, should price continue to do what it's doing at this point? Look at the Asian session. It's given us a low. We do have a high as well. If we continue up, we may just be revisiting that. The London session has effectively started, so we within the overlap now. During the overlap, we can get a lot of volatility. And then obviously once we cross over into the London, effectively, the New York overlap will start just like it did over there. So please take note of what Ash is mentioning here, because this helps you make up, a couple of this. Well, it helps you make a few decisions as to what you want to do. The stock markets this morning, let's maybe just look at the US 30 specifically. And then obviously we'll just do some commentary on the Asian markets. We got, mostly fell. That's the Asian markets this morning. We're talking about, the Hang Seng, some of the Chinese indexes, some of the Nikkais. And also we saw the US futures as well pulled back after those recent highs of yesterday. You can see it right there. There's no progress in the US-Iran talks, as mentioned, guys. Stocks are struggling to hold those gains because of that oil price, yeah? And even strong earnings are being ignored short term, all right? So what we want to see is we want geopolitical certainty to come back into focus. And then obviously, guys, what's important to understand is the mixed earnings is not giving us any traction here. So we see the pullback, and we in an uncertain place now. That's what those two arrows are for. We are in an uncertain place, and we need to wait and see what's happening. The unfortunate part about what we are doing now is that we're literally playing a waiting game. We're looking at price fluctuate short term. And you can see it. Look at this. Fluctuations every day. Look. So this kind of pattern here, it's gradual movement. Look at this. Fluctuation. You can see the pattern. It's over there. It's over there. It's over there. And it's over here. So there's literally 4 areas here that you can see. This is the oil price. It's very choppy. Now, the one thing we can agree on is that even though it's choppy, price is moving up. All right. But here's the thing. If you are swing trading, it's going to be easier for you to accept this. If you're using minute frames, you're going to get yourself involved in all of those twists and those turns. And that's what I'm referring to. So each day you're going to get these choppy turns over here. So if you swing trading and you're leaving it to run gradually, obviously you're moving from a technical standpoint. and you're just leaving it to run. But if you are scalping, you're going to be trading choppy markets at this point in time. The volatility is crazy. I mean, from this area all the way up. All right, and then it chops all the way up, and then it comes down again and then up again. So it's really choppy. So be careful if you're scalping. If you're swing trading, it's a little bit better because obviously you're trading the actual trend in, even although it is choppy. So make sure that you take note of that, okay? Euro USD, we extended further down. We saw the dollar holding strong. Obviously, the safe haven demand is back because of the oil price. And obviously, this is supporting all of the US dollar pairs, the major pairs against New Zealand, against the Australian dollar, even against gold. So we saw the extension. Now, there is some corrections that could happen today with Euro USD. We had initially thought that we're going to get the correction here because there was a very nice support that actually built up yesterday in the Asian session. But during the overlap of the London and the the London and the Asian, we saw a decline. So it extended further. So we might just be going up to 1.17 back 275 back to that area. Maybe a little bit higher. All right, we could be going back to. Let me actually just give you a level here. 1.17449. We could be pushing up back to this area right here. 449. Apologies for that. There we go. 449. And we'll see what happens. So from there up, and then we see if it extends further down. If the dollar continues to strengthen with the oil price here today, we're going to see that. If the oil price comes down, guys, then obviously it's a different story. All right, if the oil price comes down, we could extend further up from that 1.17449. So a lot is being driven right now. All right, Transfer, Jules, Reshmi, Sammy, everything is being driven by that oil price at this point in time. And then again, like I mentioned to you guys yesterday, what you want to look for is the FOMC meeting minutes. That's next week. We want to see what's happening with the interest rates. But I can also say this to you guys. Every 3 days is a very, very good amount of time if you're trading short term to look at where the price is giving or is lifting. All right. Now, every 3 days, it would be, you can use the period separator to do that. So this is today. But look what happened the past 3 days. 1, 2, 3. All right, so if you look at, there was a support over there, support, do you see that? And then you can see today there's a bit of a lift. There's a bit of a lift here because we're seeing some price, or we're seeing some strength come in here. Momentum is coming back in, power in the price, momentum is coming back. Hence, I'm saying there could be a correction coming. So you need to start looking at it from that angle as well. Every 3 days is a very, very good turnaround time. Let me just get my line here. So look at that. So 1, 2, 3. This is 3 days. 3 days. And we're seeing momentum come back, which gives us some intraday movement. And this will work the same if you're looking at it from a bearish perspective. This is exactly the same thing. You can look at it from that angle as well. Okay, you don't have to look at 1 day only. Sometimes momentum is built up in 3 days, and you'll see. Look at this. Even here, let me just get my shape. There's 3 days over there. There's 3 days here. This is the second, and we're waiting for the third peak here now to come if we get a correction. So it's important to check this out. It's important to look at, when is the turnaround time. And you can see it happen here as well. There's 3 over there. There's 3 over there. So every 3 days, there's some good momentum. It's enough days to see if there's a trend that's developed as well, because you want to, work with the trend. And so you can do this for any asset, really. For any asset, if you go to the 1 hour with the silver price, you can see it every 3 days here too. This one seems to be, there's a support here. However, if you look at it from that angle, there's definitely momentum here as well. So if you go down, you can see the momentum being built even much stronger from a 15-minute time frame. So look at that. So in the past, all right, 3 days, 1, 2, 3, we've actually seen price be bearish, yes, but found some momentum to the upside. So we'll see if that plays out today. But watch the oil price very, very carefully. Remember, guys, there is a mixed reaction at this point in time. So what actually matters right now at this point in time? Please have a look at the opening of the straight. Look for substantial information. You can also go to BTC. Look at the cryptocurrency. It's doing very well. We've managed to hit and go over the 75,000, 74, 75,000 mark. We're at 78 now. So there's definitely some breakthrough on the crypto. That's BTC, that's Ether, that is Solana, Cardano, Ripple, all of it. Go and look at it. Some of them, yes, could be correcting. If you look at it from a more intraday perspective, yes, because the oil price and obviously the other currencies are influencing this. But watch the crypto, one, space. Number two, watch the straight, substantial information there. Whether the negotiations are progressing or not, you got to watch out for that. All right. So actually look for substantial information, not just headlines. Look for substantial information. And then obviously number three here, the inflation. Watch out for, the expectations. What are analysts saying? What are the banks saying? What is the Fed chair saying? From now, actually started yesterday, but from now, if you didn't tune in yesterday, from now until next week, Wednesday. All right. With the oil price rising, inflation rises, this shifts the sentiment. So make sure to check that out. All right. And if you've not opened an account with us, guys, you can visit www.tdmarkets.com. You can also email us at care@tdmarkets.com. That's it from me this morning with the opening bell. It was an absolute pleasure being with all of you guys here. We'll see you guys soon. Again, there is a trading room today at 2 o'clock, so make sure you stay tuned and get in there via YouTube. All right. That's it from me, Ashley Reeve, this morning with the opening bell, 23rd of April, 2026. We're moving along. Ciao, ciao.